Uh, just going to put out in case there's anybody out there that might wonder the Braves play early today. I don't watch anybody else. Uh, so they play 12 o'clock. So anyway, they won last night 16-4. Uh, Another thing, like I say, about one thing I didn't like was eighth inning, them Nationals putting in that position player to play to pitch. This didn't really make that much sense, and it being, what the game was. I mean, we when they put him in there, we got two or three more runs. They just kind of folded the 10 on that game. You never know what can happen. I mean, last night we had, or not last night, but the night before, we had our whooping for the year. We lost, what was it, 13 or 11-2 or something like that. I can't remember now. I think it was 11-2. So then we came back yesterday and got a big win. But I think some of them rules are especially the DH, it's starting to kind of make a difference. And I can see, compared to years past, they would have walked the or they would have pitched the pitcher and you'd almost been guaranteed to get out. So, that extra hitter getting in there, that's going to help, any team out there pretty much. Uh, Going forward, it might even, propel one of them other teams that normally don't get in. You never know. But no, Major League Baseball's having made news about their uh, female coaching and some of the stuff that's going on with the females now in major leagues. I think it's good. I'm not as thrilled about it and over the top, just because for me, I would rather see a woman come out and play. I mean, coach. I mean, I guess you got to start somewhere. Coaching, I guess, be. But you know, I just, you know, it'd be funny. It'd be kind of funny seeing a woman get out there and play. Just be odd. It's kind of like when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier before he came. It was all white people, and the only thing, like I say, the only thing is, I the only thing I wouldn't want to see is them trying to fight with the guys. That whole thing where they hit them with the ball and stuff. Sometimes it happens. I know last night I was watching Braves and they was oohing and ahhing or whatever it was. Well, I did on purpose. Last night I had one. That position player came in. And I thought at first when I first saw it, I was watching the game, but I thought he might have got him a little bit higher up, but or at least in part where it hurt more. But the position player was not throw. He couldn't throw that hard because it's not that easy to pitch. When you're not used to pitching, you're used to throwing from a position that's much easier to put more on the throw. But I'm guessing the pitch, that would definitely be a lot different than just throwing the ball to somebody. Of course, you still have to be good at either way you throw a ball, you know, but to pitch, and they left him in there. Oh, they left him in there for over 50 pitches, I believe it was last night.
Mm-hmm.
So that's he'll probably have to have a day off or something. That can wear. I don't know. Like I said, throwing a ball wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be that hard for me. But I guess if you don't get the, uh, I threw a ball. Well, I pitched a ball one time, and but it didn't seem to be that hard. Of course, there's only one pitch, but it didn't seem to be all too hard, to throw it. But I guess to have the speed and the accuracy on it, if you're, a position player playing other positions, it could. I guess it could differ, and everything. Not being able, not used to pitching. So I don't know. It'd have to be something I had to kind of see. I mean, different people do different, but yeah, I felt like the Nationals shouldn't have just thrown that away. I mean, yeah, we had a pretty good lead. It was like 11 to something or 12 something, but they had a few runs. It wasn't like it was zero. And then it's too early in the season to be doing that in my book. But now I'll be waiting on the day when a woman plays Major League Baseball and they get in there and they're the first fielder or first pitcher, So when that day happens, then I'll probably, because it would be a history making moment. Any hit they get, any homer they might get, and whoever that turns out to be, and the Japanese, I think, were the first to break it open in the the coaching thing on the side at Major League Baseball last night. She was the alternate choice. So I don't know. It's one of the things I've always said. I like to see them do a female league, actually. Just something separate, from the guys. Have them pitch like the guys do, and have them do what the guys do. I mean, because if you want to play softball, you got softball. I mean, we see that on TV in college and high school. To me, if they were going to do it, and everything, of course, well, what stadium are they going to play? How many teams? Well, that's what they'll have to figure out. They certainly won't be able to use the same teams. And I can't believe, speaking of something I just thought, I can't believe they changed the Cleveland Indians name now to Cleveland, what was it? Oh, Lord, it's Guardians or something. Something weird. I mean, come on, man. I don't know. That just don't make it. Don't sound that don't sound good. It's almost like that time when they kept messing around with California Angels. I knew them as California Angels, and they've been tinkering with their name ever since. And they'd call them. Well, now they're called the L.A. Angels of Anaheim or something. I can't remember. They called them so many different things. There's like 2 or 3 different ways they kept putting it, and I'm like, why do that when you call them the California Angels? That sounds better. Cleveland Indians sounds better. They always got to go tinkering with something. I don't know if it couldn't have been anything legal. On the name side of things, it's just probably somebody trying to change something up, trying to, it's like WWE and all these other, they try to change stuff up, turn things around, upside down, but I think they'll be going back to the Indians name pretty soon. I don't like it. I was like, what the heck's that? So, yeah, just like I still not like the Nationals. I don't like that name. Know, Washington. I liked it when they had the Montreal Expos as another team for Canada because you only have one. I think they could bring back another Canadian team, maybe even branch out and bring another country in. They have that World Baseball Classic stuff every 4 or 5 years. They could. MLB's got the money. It'd be nice if they would invest in something. We got enough American teams. It wouldn't hurt to have one or two more teams there. And yeah, so far it looks like the old XFL is going to crank back up next year. I'll be I'll be anxious to see if it makes it a full season. If another something don't come along or another excuse, but The Rock's the actual football player. He actually played football in college. He didn't play in pro ball, but he won the national championship. In the on the Miami Hurricanes back early '90s, and before he became a wrestler. So he does have some football background, but I don't even know if he can take on this XFL. I get it if they could do it right. It's the names and the logos and the whole deal was something that would attract crowds like baseball, Major League Baseball, NASCAR, and the whole 9 yards, basketball, and even NBA. They've had some name changes. I know I have not watched a basketball game, and I don't know when. Since Michael Jordan and the whole bunch quit playing, I don't generally don't watch them. So but same way with the NFL. I don't watch them. Every once in a while, something might interest me on here, and I might watch it. Just because it's old days. I don't usually watch anything current. It's hard to get used to current ways of doing things. Just like baseball has this ghost running rule. After the ninth innings played, then they put somebody on second on purpose. I hate that rule. Well, it don't make any difference, does it? Well, yeah. After if you get through the 9 innings, and you expect them to still play as usual, then you've got this silly rule that I don't know why in the world. Well, I got it. I was hoping it was just a thing that would only be for that one year they had to only play 60 games. I kind of got it. I avoided that whole year. I didn't watch. Didn't really watch a whole lot last year. I don't think. I might have. I don't remember. I know I watched the playoffs and I watched the World Series for sure because the Braves was in it. When I heard they got the World Series, I said, "Oh, I've got to definitely watch." You know, but it's one of them things. Yeah, we're fixing to play here in a little bit, so I'll probably get on here and watch them. It's funny that guy that Austin, what's his name, Austin Riley. He's our new third baseman. Ever since Chipper's retired, we've had a hard time trying to find somebody to kind of uphold that position. I think he's number 27. So I don't know if he's going to be quite as good as Chipper, but hitting, I don't know. He's kind of streaky. It's funny though. He comes out to this Stone Cold Steve Austin music, and we have fun with it here at the house. It's funny. You can hear it stuff playing on the TV, and I was sitting here last night, and this damn pitcher came out for the Braves, and his damn mom and dad thing. They had his kid's mom and dad on there, and I didn't think it was ever going to shut up. I mean, I thought they just had him on there for 5 minutes or something. It seemed like it went on for almost 20 minutes. Oh, man. I was like, Lord have mercy. You can't watch the game, can you announce? And I used to like to hear Joe Simpson. See, I used to like to hear him and Chip. And, the guy did all right, but I didn't think he was that great. I mean, he had his moment. He had the first 5 innings is all right, but he got toward the sixth inning, and then the wheels started falling off the tracks. They don't. Thing is, my said, "Well, you go out there and do it." Well, I ain't playing, but if I don't know, I don't know how I do, but it just seems odd that here we are, just starting out the season, and we're still having the same problem. I can't stress enough when I was my wife last of the 80s going into the 90s. That was the last time you saw somebody going 7, 8, 9 innings. Nowadays they treat them like little babies. They go out there, and you're lucky if they can get 18 outs, 15 outs. 3 times 5 would be 15. So you can't get them to go. That's why a lot of the Hall of Famers and the MLB, it's in the Hall of Fame. That's why they say it all the time. Most of them, that's the problem. Yeah, they're probably stronger, faster in certain ways, but it's only for short spurts. Whereas the guys like Nolan Ryan and Randy Johnson and the whole, all them back in the old days, they didn't take breaks. They didn't know what a goddamn break was. Hey, when you were out there, John Smoltz was probably the last big Brave, that and Glavine, and who's the other one? Maddox. Yankees had David Cone and a bunch of them. There's all kinds. Every team used to have. When you got out there and you started, you didn't come out. Now you say, well, Derek, what might happen if they had a bad night? Well, even on a bad night, they usually stayed out there for 5 innings at least. They didn't pull them to go about 5 innings now. I here a couple of years ago, it seemed like one didn't stand there even 60 pitches. They jerked him out, but current era, they just, and I hate seeing 3, 4, 5 pitchers come in. Now last night it was a little different because we were beating tar out of them, and you don't just keep them in there. But if it's one of them things where, like, if I was watching the ball game, and at times Bobby used to get on my nerves a little bit. He'd keep them in there until, you'd see Smoltz out there, and he seemed like every time he'd throw a fastball. That's the one pitch I cannot stand in baseball. I'd much rather throw a curveball, a changeup, And everybody's like, well, what's the difference, Derek? Anybody that might ask, I didn't know this for a long time, but it's the grip on the ball. So when you're throwing a fastball, your grip's basically you putting your hand on the ball and just throwing it. That's why it doesn't move. But if you want to change up, you got to do a different grip. You got to hold it a different way. And so when you're throwing it, that's what makes it dip. You know, they've got different grips, but basically a fastball, you just put it in your hand, just throw it. You know, and that pitch is thrown like 80-85% of the time. That's why there's more homers. That's why there's not enough. Uh, the pace of play rules don't have any effect on it. If you have one of these nights like we had last night, it didn't go off till about 11 o'clock, right at 11. Well, they played about almost 4 hours. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's one of the things if the Braves win today, we'll win four out of 7 games. So that's not bad. It's could be worse. And trying to now get used to who's pitching, who ain't, and all that. Uh, can't wait to see Freddie play, come to Atlanta and play us. No, we're going to their stadium. We're going over to their stadium, but anyway, we're going to play them for a little bit, a couple games. Um, but I think in June, I think they actually come to our stadium. We're going to theirs, I think, this time in April. Freddie's supposed to get his ring here soon. When it comes to our stadium. But yeah, so anyway, probably get off here for a while and see what they do today. Well, talk to you later. Bye.